Peace, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency Morning Podcast. But I just want to know, are you alive? Are you living? And for those that are living on this side of the dirt, I appreciate you 1,000%. Like we always do, we start our morning off with gratitude. Peace. Good morning, Miss Barry. Like we always do, we start our morning off with gratitude. We start our morning off, Miss Kelly, long time. We start our morning off with gratitude. We start our morning off with peace and prosperity because today you're going to need it. But for everybody that's listening in the podcast space, I appreciate you 1,000%. International waters were strong. Domestic waters were strong, but we are stronger together. And if you're listening right now on Facebook, I am blessed. If you're listening right now on Facebook, go ahead and share it. Go ahead and share this live because today is going to be very interesting because the title itself was just so powerful and I had to do it because just hearing the words that tomorrow owes you nothing. That is a powerful statement. That is a statement that only allows you to be as transparent as possible because tomorrow owes you nothing. What are you willing to do today? Because tomorrow owes you nothing at all. Tomorrow can work in your favor, or tomorrow can work in your detriment. Tomorrow can also make you feel content because it's easy for you to say. It's easy for you to feel like it is okay for you to push it off to tomorrow. So I'm going to take you down this journey and down this path of tomorrow in order for you to begin to dissect the way and the way and the thoughts that you have and how you process those thoughts. And how you can begin to take those thoughts and solidify them to make things better, not just for you, but even in how and who you communicate with when you are strong in your thinking and not just putting it off to tomorrow. You like that, didn't you? All right. So tomorrow can evolve into your greatest excuse because you just want to put it off until tomorrow. When are you going to do what you said that you meant to do? When are you going to be that person that you say you were going to be? When are you going to execute those things that you know that need to be executed? When are you going to have those conversations that you know you need to have? But some of you want to live and lie in your excuse for so long that you will begin to believe those excuses. But you want to put it off until tomorrow. Tomorrow can actually be the worst thing that you can actually do because you can live in it for so long. Tomorrow's excuse turns into today's procrastination. But it's easy for you to say, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow can also even be worse than failing. Why? Because you've never started. You've never taken that step to get you in a position to where you're actually doing what you said that you were going to do. Because when you don't plant the seeds today, there will be no harvest for you tomorrow. So how are you going to eat? How is your family going to eat if you continue to say, well, I will plant those seeds tomorrow? So there will never be no harvest. There won't be any corn. There won't be any sweet potatoes. There won't be any greens because you always wanted to put those things off until tomorrow. But how long will you continue to put it off? So tomorrow can be a sign of hope, but tomorrow can also be a mask worn by the greatest procrastinator. because you want to put it off tomorrow. Tomorrow owes you nothing. That thing that you put off, that task that never got done, how long will you continue to put today to preserve your tomorrow? Ask yourself, how long will you continue to put off your today just to preserve your tomorrow? That is a question that can only be answered by someone who is as transparent as possible with what they do and what they're doing. Because tomorrow can be a procrastination. And stop trying to preserve it for tomorrow if you know it needs to be done today. You got parents who always put things off to tomorrow, but they get upset when a child procrastinate. Your child is a direct reflection or merely a reflection of who you are. Don't you know if your child see you always putting things off to tomorrow, that could be a developed habit within that child, that you get upset when they do it, but it's okay when mama do it. It's okay when daddy do it. Because you want to preserve it until tomorrow. What are you willing to work for? What are you willing to lose? You have to be willing to lose sleep. You have to be willing to lose that meal. You have to be willing to lose track of time. But what you cannot be willing to lose is your faith and the fight. If there is a place that you want to go, you have to be willing to fight to get there. If there is a task that you want to do, you have to be willing to start the task and be willing to stay on task and to stay focused in order for you to finish the task at hand and to have the faith to get you through it. But what are you willing to do today and not to preserve it for tomorrow? Right now, I want you to tell yourself that tomorrow owes me nothing. It's easy to say because tomorrow owes you nothing that you was not willing to work for today. You can't keep saying, I can't get this done. But what are you doing today right now to make it happen? What are you doing today right now to get it done? Old folks say tomorrow is never promised, but you can work on it today. The seeds you plant today can be harvested tomorrow. Not in a gardener sense. We know that it takes time, but the seeds that you plant today, you do have the ability to see the harvest tomorrow. The time that you put into it, the planning that you put into that thing. But don't ever live your life wondering what could have happened if you did not put in the work today. Don't live in the I coulda. Do not live and dwell in the I should've. If you know you did not put in the work for it to happen, and do not live within the fabrics of tomorrow when you have the ability to wove within the fabrics and create something for you today. Don't you know the things that you create today is how your child is going to eat in the future? Don't you know the task that you're completing today, your child have the ability to live off that task because you're teaching them skills. But what type of skill set are you embedding inside of that child? What type of skill set are you embedding inside of that mentee that have been seeing you work? But what you do today is what is going to be best for them in their tomorrow. So seize the moment, seize the day, take that first step, and live and let live. And through all things, be consistent. Because that is going to take you to where you are about to go. That is going to take you from where you've been and pull you into today, that is going to make your tomorrow even bigger, better, and greater than it has ever been. You got someone who didn't make it to today, but you knew that you probably should have apologized or opened your mouth to have a conversation with that person. But now you're going to be living with that for a long time, that you waited until tomorrow with something that you should have done today. You got people that are living their lives right now hurt because they never apologized to mommy, or hurt because they never apologized to their father because they put that conversation off tomorrow. Live in the moment, because physically tomorrow may not be here, and tomorrow owes you nothing that you are not willing to put in the work today, that you were not willing to stand up for something today, that you were not willing to stand in a gap for somebody today, that you were not willing to intercede for somebody today, that you were not willing to put in the extra effort today. Sometimes you're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to need to stand up to yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to get this done today. And I promise you now, the things that you do today is going to make tomorrow better. You got them people that say, I don't need nobody to motivate me. I don't need to be taught this. But teach yourself then. And the things that you do today is just going to make it strong. All right. Y'all be blessed. It felt like this took some energy out of me, because it was like something that really needed to be said. And I think when we commit ourselves to what we're doing, and we commit ourselves to our gifts, and we commit ourselves to our talents, and we commit ourselves to our God-given inheritance, which is your calling, tomorrow is not our destination, because the journey that we walk in right now is the path that's going to take us to where we're supposed to go by what we do right now. Y'all be blessed. Peace.